Hey there, folks. How are you doing today? So I wanted to record this quick video for a couple of reasons. I really have started to change who I listen to on YouTube, right? There were a lot of folks that I followed that were huge channels that kind of deviated away from real estate. Really stopped kind of watching their content because I want to stay engaged in the real estate market. So something I've done is I've started to focus on other smaller channels. You saw me do a video just the other day for Flip Anything USA, I think it is. And today's video was actually inspired by Ken McElroy. If you don't know who Ken McElroy is, shame on you. Just kidding. He was connected, and I believe still is, with Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He has written some amazing real estate investing books, and just really like what that gentleman is doing on his YouTube channel. So he put out a video, I want to say I saw it Friday, talking about winners and losers in the 2020 recession. Like that video, I watched it a couple of times. So it really inspired me to think about it from another perspective. So again, Ken, thank you for what you're doing. And let me bring this up so we can talk about it. All right, so again, want to give full credit where credit is due. This was inspired by Ken McElroy and his YouTube video talking about winners and losers of the 2020 recession. As you will see in the title, I am making this about the little guy, right? Which is where I consider myself, right? Ken McElroy is an amazing investor, owns thousands of units, owns retail and hotels, and just stuff that I never see myself owning. He is such a big player, and I'm a small fish. So what I wanted to do is, I will absolutely share his great advice from his video. And then I want to take it and really twist it on its head, because what I took from Ken's view is, that's great, Ken. That really is very helpful, but it doesn't help me, the little guy. So let me bring that up. Let me share it with you, and we'll go from there. You got to love these live videos, right? I sneezed. God bless me. So here we go. So first off, again, this video is by no means a slight. I am a huge Ken McElroy fan. I love what he's doing, his content he's putting out. He's on a great schedule now, at least since I have found him. I'm a subscriber. I support him. I think he is someone that all of you should listen to and follow. So here's the winners that I took from his video. Again, I was listening to this while working out, but I did listen to it twice. He talked about data centers. I have data warehouse here on the slide. It's data centers, right? Where these big servers live. He talked about a couple of opportunities in Texas that are being fought over. He talked about cell towers. I didn't even know you could buy cell towers, right? But he talked about cell towers. And then he talked about manufacturing as we are coming back and we are going to start building stuff in the United States. So again, data centers, not data warehouse, data centers, cell towers, and manufacturing. The losers that Ken talked about are retail, hospitality, and I didn't know what else to call them because I forgot what he called them. I call them old folks homes, right? Because there's definitely been a large spike in what is happening there. So some people are taking their mom and dad and they're keeping them at home, or just all things going on. Basically, that part of the market likely needs to rethink how it operates. So again, that was what Ken talked about. Lots of great examples. But when I was listening, I'm like, wow, that is so beyond the things that I could buy or be a part of. If I was working a full-time job again, it's not really where I would play. So again, I want to think about the little guy, right? Me, right? Somebody who's looking at, a single house or maybe a duplex. What do I think the winners and losers are going to be for the little guy? So that's, again, 100% inspired by Ken. I want to thank him for the inspiration. But, I don't own thousands of units, and I just play at a different level. So I wanted to see what this might look like. So these are the losers that I thought about. And again, this is up for debate. I'd love to hear from you. I think Airbnb certainly has taken a very big hit. I think there's a lot of transactions that were done with daily rates and occupancy levels that aren't going to make sense going forward. In some markets specifically, like the Silicon Valley and others. I think there's a lot of folks maybe in the beach communities, if you bought right, you're actually going to do okay, at least this year, because I think staycations or driving is going to be the thing. I think vertical living. I think it's without question, San Francisco, New York, vertical living is not a thing, right? Elevators, four people per elevator. You're living close to your neighbors. We're just going to remember this crisis. So I think vertical living is out. It's going to be a loser. I think buy, repair, rent, refi, repeat is going to struggle. And most of that is about the refi. We have definitely seen a refinance environment change. And again, BRRRR works only when you can replace the capital that you initiated. So I think BRRRR is going to be hard for 2020. This is not talking about 2021. It's just 2020. I think value add multifamily is going to be rough. I think you're going to see what was compressed cap rates expand. You're going to see risk capital change. You're already seeing lending change with reserves and all of those things. So I think multifamily asset values are going to fall for value add material. Class A apartments. We're already seeing it. I saw some articles over the weekend where Class A tenants are deciding to become first-time owners because they want that space. And also Class A is all the new stuff. It's over capacity. So you're going to see rent deflation in Class A. I think Class C could see the same kind of pain for a different reason, where Class A is opting to become owners. Class C apartments, a lot of stuff I own, a lot of those tenants are disproportionately hurt by what is going on today. So they are going to be suffer and all of that. So that leaves Class B as potentially a winner, obviously. I think New York and California. I think New York and California are going to see significant net migration out. Those states have, went on the extreme compared to some others. They have huge budget holes, and those will have to be fixed with higher taxes and fees. And it's going to have, people with options. When your employer says you can live somewhere else, they're going to live somewhere else. And then the high-end homes. And again, this really is about lending, right? Jumbo loans are tough. The market is really dried up. And again, this is not talking about 2021. This is talking about 2020. I think the high-end market is slower for much of the year. So those are the losers that I see and why I see them. So what are the winners? I've been saying it for a while. Single-family homes, right? Space. People want space, especially single-family homes below the median. Great rentals, and first-time owners can snap them up. I actually think new construction at 1.5x the median or below. So let's just say your median is 300. That would be 450 grand and below. I think there's a lot of capital in the Class A markets that want to become owners. I think they're willing to pay for new construction. I think anything 1.5x the median, so if the median is 300, anything 450 and below, I think does okay new construction. And we saw new construction numbers that were up in April, which is amazing when they were expected to be down. I think if you're buying Airbnbs today, that makes sense is monthly rentals, because that has become the new thing to get through this. You are going to have an Airbnb portfolio that is awesome. If you're buying Airbnb properties today, that cash flow at monthly rentals, and you hold till next summer, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. I think there will be there'll be less competition. And I think if you buy right, and you can always have positive cash flow as a monthly rental, you are going to do awesome. And then finally, build to rent communities. We've already seen this start, and I think it's going to pick up steam. We are going to see space be valuable, and there will be hedge funds and other very rich people building small micro houses that are all intended to be rentals. The vertical thing is no good in 2020. So again, plenty of winners, plenty of losers. I wanted to focus this on the small investors, which I certainly include myself in. I don't have the thousands of units and the millions and millions of dollars like Ken. So let me know what you think of this list. But there are things that could change, that could make my losers winners and can make my winners losers. I think you have to watch lending. If you've learned anything in this environment, is lending can goose a market higher and also put a damper on it. Watch lending in the jumbo market. Maybe with the stocks hitting all-time high, jumbos come back tomorrow and suddenly we're off to the races. I don't know. You have to watch the refi market, because the refi market out of BRRRR projects is imperative. I'm hearing refis are being ultra conservative and people aren't getting their money out of their BRRRR projects, and that's a problem. And then watch equity lines. Equity lines can get closed up when banks get scared, or they can let them out when they are eager to see lending go more and more. So watch equity lines as well. Watch taxes and fees, right? I am nervous. I'm a California resident who happens to also own a property in New York. Lucky me. What are we going to see in California and New York? Is the population really going to go down as I expect? Are we going to see high income earners decide to live elsewhere? Maybe this thing goes away so fast nobody even moves. Maybe this whole Twitter thing about work from home forever doesn't happen. Maybe. But we got to watch taxes and fees, because California and New York have large holes, and unfortunately that's got to be replaced somehow. Rent deflation and inflation. We got to watch this. We're already seeing rent deflation in New York and California, right? San Francisco, LA. Does that continue? Does it spread to other markets? When do we have rent inflation again? I haven't really heard about rents going up anywhere. But if our supply demand mix continues, we're likely going to see inflation in rents. If people keep going to Texas or Phoenix or Scottsdale or Vegas, they could see inflation. If enough people leave California and New York and they inundate different markets, we could see inflation. So we have to watch rent deflation and rent inflation. Interest rates. Wow, interest rates, 30-year money. We have gotten so addicted to interest rates below 4%. I even saw some people get below 3%. Amazing. If the economy takes off and we start growing and unemployment falls and GDP rises and rises, interest rates are going to go up, right? Last week, the 30-year interest rates went up. It'll happen. If 30-year gets to 5%, which it wasn't 5%, but like a year and a half ago, it could get there again. And boy, that would be a damper, because again, people buy on mortgage payments. That's what people buy real estate on. So in the end, again, I want to thank Ken for all he's doing. I think Ken is a positive light in the real estate game. I watch all his videos while I work out. I love what he's doing. His no nonsense talk, his use of a whiteboard is very good. So Ken, if you ever watch this, thank you for all you're doing. Keep it up. Thank you for being a part of my real estate journey all those, that decade and a half ago. Ken, you're a rock star, man. Take care of yourself. Thanks.